I like to think of myself as a pretty nice guy. I try to be helpful, most days, and today I'm trying to be helpful to you. The MLB playoffs are here. The Atlanta Braves have this huge weekend series coming up. Their first round matchup with the Milwaukee Brewers kicks off Friday afternoon. And I'm gonna make this video really simple and hopefully helpful. This is your one-stop shop for everything you need to know going into that series. Welcome to October, welcome to postseason baseball. I'm Chris Fennell, this is Bolden Braves, and we have now done an entire regular season of these things. So hopefully, you're already subscribed to Atlanta Sports Unlimited, but if you're not, here's your chance. You're gonna wanna be subscribed for the playoffs, so go ahead, hit that red subscribe button down below. If you also like what you see while you're here, like this video and throw us a follow on social media at Atlanta Sports Unlimited on both Facebook and Twitter. We've got everything going on from the Hawks to the Falcons to the Braves, Atlanta United, Georgia State. We've got it all going on. So you won't miss any of it if you subscribe, follow us, all that good stuff. If you're an Atlanta Braves fan, there are absolutely aspects of this Milwaukee Brewers team that should strike fear in your heart before Friday's ballgame. And then there are other aspects where you look at them and you go, that's not too scary. And you'd be right. Now let's talk about the Braves first. They come into the postseason with 88 wins. They won the National League East Division. And the Brewers have a little bit better record, 95 wins. They won the National League Central, which really coming into the season was viewed as a three-team race. You had the Brewers, you had the St. Louis Cardinals, and you had the Cincinnati Reds. Those ended up being the top three teams in the division. But the Brewers really ran away with it. It was not a race for the division at the end. The Brewers had it wrapped up with 95 wins. And 95 wins is absolutely nothing to snuff at. But there are a lot of people, pundits, analysts, etc., me included in this, who really didn't like the Brewers for much of this year. We saw them winning ball games. We saw them going on really good stretches, but their offense isn't all that impressive. So we looked at that and said, is that enough to keep them in contention? And their arms, which absolutely are the main force of this team, they were dominating, but coming off the COVID year, they've got some younger guys. We kind of looked at it and said, can they keep that up? Are their arms going to get tired? Are they going to avoid injuries? They did all those things, and they just kept winning ball games. 95 wins, like I said. The Brewers are a good baseball team. And it all starts with their pitching. That's why they're here. Top to bottom, rotation, bullpen, it's all dangerous, and it really starts with their top three starters. You have Brandon Woodruff, Corbin Burns, and Freddie Peralta. All three of those guys are really number one starters. They all have earned run averages of 2.8 or lower, and they were all all-stars this year. Craziness. They have three from the same rotation. And then you move to the bullpen, and it doesn't get any easier. Some would actually argue it gets harder because you have one of the best closers in baseball in Josh Hader in the ninth. He can really shorten ball games. It becomes an 8-inning ball game at that point. You have Devin Williams. He's typically their 8th inning guy, but because he had a dumb injury the other day, he punched a wall in the clubhouse. He's going to be out for this series, so that's a good break for the Braves. But still, there's still other talent in that bullpen. You have Brent Suter, you have Brad Boxberger, who have some late game experience and have pitched very, very well this season. So pitching, definitely the strength for the Brewers. It's going to be tough for the Braves to score runs a lot of the time, especially if Burns or Woodruff or Peralta is on the mound. But then you move over to the lineup side for the Brewers. And this is where it really gets not so scary. The Brewers don't have that good of a lineup. They have two guys who are hitting 270 or better, and they have three guys who have hit 20 or more home runs. That's okay numbers, but then when you compare them to the Atlanta Braves numbers, you'll laugh if you look at it and compare those two teams. They don't have anyone that really strikes fear in you. This isn't 2018 for Christian Yelich or anything anymore. Now, I'm not in the business of predicting results or predicting scores. I do think it's a tough series for the Braves to win, but I do think it's a winnable series. And in a lot of ways, the Milwaukee Brewers kind of remind me of the 2020 Cincinnati Reds, the team that the Braves bounced from the playoffs last year. Why? Well, because they have these dominant pitchers. The Reds had Luis Castillo and Sonny Gray and Trevor Bauer, and they really couldn't hit. So Bring that to this year, you have a trio of dominant starters for the Brewers, and you have a lineup that it's fine, but it's not impressive. You look at it and you're not wowed by it. So I think it's definitely a winnable series, but the key for the Braves is just scoring runs. They'll be able to limit the Brewers. It's just getting runs off that tough pitching staff. And if it makes you feel any better, if you put any stock in it, Baseball Reference gives the Braves a better chance to win the World Series than the Brewers. So they're taking the Braves.